You gentlemen were in the meeting yesterday where they were talking about the name collision issue. Basically, bring us up to speed on that, Jeff. Where are we now on that issue?
Sure. So the issue first surfaced a couple years ago. It's been looked at energetically now for about the last 6 months. ICANN has commissioned a couple studies to look into the frequency of collisions and to better understand the issue. The emergent strategy has involved a block list approach, which allows registries to go live, most registries to go live immediately if they block a list of names that were queried in the DIDL data, the DNSOArcs data set. That's a temporary approach. Then my company has been engaged for the long-term approach, or the permanent approach, which is to more carefully research the issue, understand the consequences as well as the different modalities of why these collisions are occurring, and to produce a report that will give registries the path to full deployment, getting out of the block list approach, managing down the risk of damage through these collisions.
Mikey, you've followed this issue for some time. What's your reaction to what you heard yesterday? How did you feel?
Well, yes, I have followed this issue for quite a while, and in fact, I'm one of the folks who sort of mobilized and alerted people to this issue. And for quite some time, we've been concerned that there are possible dramatic impacts on businesses, connectivity providers, network operators. My concern was reaching the level of fearfulness. And so yesterday's meeting was really helpful for me, because I started to see things that I really like. I like the projects that Jeff is working on, but some of the other projects as well that are being proposed by ICANN security staff. So I found yesterday's meeting very helpful.
Now, Mikey, moving forward, what would you like to see happen?
Well, I'd like to lobby Jeff a little bit, because he's in the project team, and say that there are really two things that I'd love to see. One is that yesterday we heard about several different projects that are essentially being run in parallel with each other. I think it would be lovely if there could be a coordinated management approach to those projects, partly because I think it would make them more effective, and partly because I think it plays into the second thing that I would love to see, which is the formation of a community-based group that represents some of the folks who may be impacted on this, so that no power, no authority, but we could provide guidance on a very short turnaround time, and then give you direction, and the rest of the project team members direction that can keep you on course. Those are the two things.
And Jeff, Mikey is one voice. After the panel, what came at you from other voices? Are people generally acknowledging the fact that this issue is now being addressed, and are the challenges that came at you, or the questions how we proceed forward, or what were you hearing following the session?
Yeah, so the general feedback that I've been getting is, this is an important issue. It's a serious issue, and people are appreciative of the fact that it is getting serious attention, reasoned attention. And Mikey, to your point, there's a lot going on this project. So ICANN has several proactive, outreach, sorts of efforts. There's our project. There's the temporary approach. There's the implementation, of the per registry plans later next year. So I'm with you. I think that good community visibility, good coordination, so that people are aware of all the things that are going on, the comprehensiveness of the approach, and people are aware. And feel like there's good visibility into this issue.
It sounds like you're both syncing on one thing, which is it's all about basically what happened yesterday. It's about open lines of communication, you being able to express your concerns, and moving forward with this cooperative sort of approach of here's how we do. We need to talk and work this out.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that's going on that I find really positive is taking the message, and it's not even a message thing, it's taking the attention away from the dire possible outcomes, which we need to understand better, and that's what your study is going to help us with, which is great. But in a way, there's no way that we can ever know, and we need to focus on what we can do, and what we can do can very substantially help network operators, ISPs, business owners, people address the possible collisions that will occur quickly, effectively, without undue disruption to their their systems and lives.
Less of a sky is falling sort of concern and more of a what's the risk, how do we deal with it, how do we move forward?
So it's not unlike any other risk management approach. So you manage down the risk to an acceptable level, right? Understand it, understand your consequences, frequencies, and then you invest the rest in response. So you're never going to drive risk to zero in anything. You need to have a comprehensive approach, and I think that that this program in its totality will do that.
It struck me, sitting as merely an observer in yesterday's session, that this was the system working. This was everything coming together as it should.
I think that's right. I think one of the things that's made it very hard this last year is the sort of innate tension between the need to get that new GTLD program out the door and the needs of folks who are impacted by that. And I find this refreshingly positive.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.